Okay, hello everyone. Apologies if I have trouble speaking. I've literally just eaten quite a heavy lunch. I'm also slightly congested anyway, but I mean, I'll try and be quick. But um, not that I inherently believe in doing these just to be quick. For example, someone's already put a picture of this on the subreddit, which is a good thing, by the way. I think it's cool that someone's done that and makes it very easy for people to see. But that means the purpose of this video is for me to go through it myself and give my thoughts as well. Because otherwise it's kind of pointless. Although a lot of people accidentally threw a pencil, but a lot of people will see this on YouTube anyway who might not seen it on the Reddit. So I hope I've been helpful in some way. Anyway, this is our first season 4 patch. This might seem a bit. No, this isn't rude. I mean, personally, I expected a patch slightly sooner. You know, maybe on Monday. Maybe not on Friday, and obviously not at the weekend. But maybe as soon as they get back to work on Monday, maybe that would have helped, because there's clearly some issues with season 4, unforeseen issues that were not present during the experimental branch, even like the Stingtail thing. If you've been playing season 4, you know what I'm talking about. I haven't been playing season 4, so hopefully that'll be fixed by the time we get it. Although I'm not sure if it's actually fixed by this patch. Sorry, there's some construction work going on over the road. Anyway. Yeah, it's our first patch. I hope there's going to be many more. I hope we get some cool patches. I only say something like that because we got experimental branch patches, unlike anything we've seen before. With the amount of weapon balancing and major changes, I've sort of become a little bit expectant, probably unreasonably so, probably irrational to expect anything like that in these patches. But I still think there's work to be done. I still think there's stuff that they could do with Season 4, even to make it better from a content perspective if they wanted to, in the form of patches. Maybe. Either way, I've got good feelings about Ghost Ship at the moment, so I'm expecting good things. That's basically what I'm getting at. So the patch itself, I'll just read through it and I'll stop when I have something to say. Added sound to randomized buttons. Not sure if we needed that, but good. I guess. Flare guns will now fall to the ground when hitting the corruptor. I have to ask what they did before then. Don't know. Fixed the usable bar sticking around after someone cancels reviving you. That would have been an annoying visual glitch, I suppose. Menace and Assassin's Bitter now play the stun animation. Is that like a new thing, or do they just not play a stun animation? Like if I went into the game right now, which is pre-season 4 version, would it not be like that? I don't know. Okay, so a similar thing with the spreader. Septic spreader now plays strafe and stun animations correctly. It now checks line of sight from its center. Fixed client-side butt animation issue. Septic spreader can no longer shoot behind itself. Good, although it's no longer shoot behind itself. Maybe it should be able to. Maybe. Septic spreader added a tactile scream and misc attenuation tweaks. They added a scream. Who designed that scream, I wonder? Because it wasn't trolls. Fixed crash related to foam in the corruptor, reverted some changes to wave manager that were causing problems. Now I think this has something to do with the excessive amount of enemies people have been experiencing on every difficulty, even, it seems like, and I think this might be where it comes from. People complaining about the difficulty, and obviously the game didn't literally get more difficult the only way, in terms of the actual enemies themselves, although I think it did in terms of Rockprox enemies near contagion spikes. But yeah, I think this is referring to the people talking about excessively big waves on Hazard 5 and Hazard 4, which I love. I want big waves. Give me more grunts to kill. But either way, it's good to get to the bottom of that, because I assume that's what that is. Adjusted engineer cable color on the DLC 9 paint job to be red. Now this is the Decontaminator Pack armor paint job for engineer. You have the pipes on the Biohazard armor. Actually, hold on a second. I might be off here. I need to look into this. DLC 9. Okay, that wasn't very conducive. 9 could be Biohazard, it could be some water too, it could be Decontaminator. Either way, I noticed something. Someone put out a post about that's not where we want to be. It was on the Biohazard armor with the Decontaminator paint job, and basically it changed all of the pipes, the pipes from the Biohazard armor to the class color, which it should. Except engineer, which was just blue or something, which was grey. So they got that. They fixed that, even though it isn't inherently a bug. Anyway, Stingtail now only does its sting attack if it's within 10 meters vertical distance of its target. So that's to stop them from grabbing people from extremely vast vertical distances, basically, so they can't kill you through full damage as easily, which was something I noticed as a particular problem. It's not the only problem with them, though. Updated the icons of the healthy armor upgrades are not the same as the shield upgrade. I think I can show you exactly what this is referring to. It's referring to this tier 2 on the armor rigs. At the moment, or at least in my version of the game, before today's patch, they both look like this. I assume it said they changed the healthy one, so they changed max health increased probably to some kind of plus, I don't know, some kind of health like this probably inside the shield. So that's good. I mean, you know, I'm not saying it's going to lead to anything, but that shows it's a good bit of paying attention to something that's sort of been left for a long time, hasn't been touched for a long time, and kind of needed some kind of addressing. The armor rigs maybe need a bit more work than that, though. Corruptor no longer despawns if you move too far away from it. Maybe that's why people find them so rare. Like, you know, having so much difficulty finding corruptors because they were just despawning. Fixed a bug that caused copying loadout changes. Fixed a bug that caused copying loadout changes loadout of other classes. Well, thank God. Fixed randomizer picks from already existing players' loadouts. That's a really weird bug. Fixed that Betsy was targeting untargetable enemies. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I feel like Betsy shouldn't need any attention at the moment, but still. Steve now has a white outline and pinged instead of the usual red. Once again, a very retroactive, a very old thing that Steve was highlighted as an enemy when you pinged him. Yeah, fixed wave cooker not working for the remainder of mission if you cancel firing right as you start firing it. Brilliant, because the wave cooker was broken for some reason. It essentially went into very often it would go into this state of just not doing any damage. I still find it funny how many people, you know, went onto Reddit to complain, like, my wave cooker's not working, what's happened to my wave cooker? It was obviously a bug. Obviously. I saw someone complaining about it as if it was a change, like a deliberate change, which really annoyed me, actually. It's a little bit different. I understand people bringing it up, though. It's good that people brought it up, because that's one of the ways that Ghost Ship would find out. I mean, they probably knew internally anyway. They play the game themselves, so they know that one of the an entire weapon just wasn't working, basically, so that's good. Speaking of weapon changes, we do have one small slight balancing tweak to the Drac. The thermal exhaust feedback overclock, which is the unstable that allows you to inflict heat and fire damage when above 50% heat on the heat meter, overheat. Increase the damage and heat bonus to compensate for the now properly working scaling. So basically, what happened, and I learned about this through Lazy Maybe, so thanks to him. You can thank him for this. Thermal exhaust feedback didn't work properly, and that's why it was so good. The idea is that it would add heat damage in stages the closer you got to overheating. Instead, as soon as the bonus kicked in, which is when you're at 50% heat, it would inflict the full bonus, which was what made it so strong. But it wasn't overpowered, it was just good. And now, Lazy Maybe, after what happened, he said it sort of feels kind of weak, almost. So I'm glad that that's changed. It does mean it got a buff. At the same time, it had just been effectively nerfed. So that's interesting, I think. Anyway, that's all of it. Like I said, there's still some outstanding issues, like the Stingtail throwing people through the walls, which they should know about, which is like why I question, where's the known issues segment on the patches? Ghost Ship, do you just forget about that? Seems like you forget a lot of things. And there was one other thing, and I'm not going to waste your time trying to remember it, although I will try and get this in the video. Oh, I remembered. So basically, it has something to do with the 2-round burst mod on the Sparta. Which basically, what they did, or what it's supposed to do, I don't know if it's actually listed in-game, but an effect that it's supposed to have is that the second bullet gets plus 350% armor breaking. This just doesn't work, basically. Or at least like it applies to the first shot or something. And apparently Ghost Ship have said that they are it's going to be patched. It's in a patch, basically. They've already fixed it. It just needs to go out in a patch. It's not here though. Not here. Now, if I got that wrong, I apologise deeply to everyone for the misinformation. In fact, I am actually going to look at Lazy Maybe's video to make sure I'm not miserling you. Okay. Here it is. Now, let's make sure I didn't... So, okay, I was right. It's about the arm break thing on the Sabata's 2-round burst mod. So, let's just quickly make sure it's not actually in the patch notes. No, because it would probably be in the weapon section. I mean, you know, you've got a fix to the wave cooker, not in the weapon balance section. Okay, so maybe not. And also this dev said it's fixed, but it will probably only make it into the game in the first patch. Probably. Okay, not a promise. Also, it still like works. Like Lazy maybe explained, it works on the first shot. Maybe that's not a problem. Maybe that's not too problematic. Maybe it doesn't need to change. Maybe they found they preferred it. I don't know. It's still weird, but it's also not that public. But then again, Lazy maybe is treated as a very like integral like source of information. He's found to be 90% of the time extremely reliable. Although it was his choice to show this comment as well, so we should keep that in mind. Either way, it's still a good patch, especially with the changes to thermal exhaust feedback. There's still work to be done. I'm surprised they didn't hit the really obvious nail on the head of the Stingtail throwing people through the map. And I think there's like I said, there's work to be done, but I still think there's a lot of good they can do as well for Season 4, and I'm just excited in general about Deep Rock at the moment. I've actually got almost exclusively good vibes about it at the moment, so I hope you enjoyed this. There will be a build showcase, an engineer build showcase up later today. I hope you tune in for that. It's going to be a bit haphazard. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I probably wouldn't find it that enjoyable if I was watching it, but thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe. I'm going to cover all future patches. If they're like really small, I'll gloss over it, but I'll cover in the next patch, I guess. So if you had like a really small patch, I might not do a video on it, but you know, I'll do one at least every 2 or 3 patches. Like even if it's like 3 really small patches in a row, I'll do it as like a patch like recap, like, you know, patches 2 to 4, basically. Anyway, thanks once again, and got burp coming. You don't want to hear that. All right, take care, guys. See you later.